Hey,
Is that us live?
that should be us live.
Excellent.
Let's, we can double check by like going over here. And there we go. We are live.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Welcome to the stream. We got some people
We
in
got
here.
clout.
We got clout.
I wonder how
We
many
have
of them know
poll.
me. Drop me a message if you know me.
Well, drop us a message either way.
I want to see
honestly.
how much star power I have though.
You'll have more star power after this.
You're right.
So that's a plus.
I'm getting the rose bump.
Right? Yeah, it's this.
I'm budding.
Exposure.
I'm getting the rose bud. I ruined the intro.
Yeah,
So what are
we
we
have
doing
to start
today?
over. That's it. The stream's over now that pun came on. We're done. That's it. Sorry, everyone.
It's going somewhere.
So hi. My name is Rose. You hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Most of you know me, I imagine. I use she, her.
My name is Brad. I am a friend and acquaintance.
Yes, you
former
are.
acquaintance.
Well, yeah, because we are friends.
Yeah, we used
now.
to be acquaintance. Now we're friends.
Yeah.
We were friends for there was an
There
there
was
was an interlap.
a brief period of acquaintance time.
Yeah.
Right, and then yeah. Hello, welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you. We're gonna do some UI design stuff.
Excellent.
Brad's here to help me with things and
I'd be
help
happy
me
to help.
figure out stuff. And yeah, with the game that we were working on. So I'm gonna. Hello, Dia. Oh, that's not Dia. That's Geo. Hi, Geo.
Hi, Gio.
I saw the G. I was like, G, gargoyle. Okay. Cool.
Look at those sketches.
Yeah, thanks. I do sketches sometimes. Wait, here's my notes. There we go. Okay. Gotta get my notes ready on what the heck was going on. Hi, Gio. How you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're here. You can, help Brad and I make this happen. Brad has some experience with Unity, yes?
That's true.
Fantastic. Well, good, because that's what we're working with. So let me pull up our Unity screen here. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bow. Bam. Okay, here we are. So as I already introduced to Brad, the general idea of the game, and for those of you who don't know, again, this is like a pretty simple block game, with the premise being that, you hit certain blocks and you don't hit other blocks and yada, yada, yada. If you fall off, it theoretically starts over, although that's not working right now. But the eventual idea of this is that each block represents a note, and thus you play it similarly to Guitar Hero, except instead of like hitting the right note, you're just moving the block around to hit the right notes. It's slightly different. And also, all the songs that I'm going to put in here and all the sounds I'm going to put in here eventually will be played on a recorder. So it will be Recorder Hero. It'll be, the primary level being My Heart Will Go On, the bad recorder version. Have you ever seen that video?
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's freaking
I know
fantastic.
the
It's so wonderful. Yeah. So that's cool.
Perfect amount of disappointment.
Yeah, the perfect
amount of effort.
True. So, as part of that, I'm trying to make an editor. And this is where I really need your help.
Okay.
And that's what's going on. So, the idea is that we want to make a level editor that you can click on any point on this track, and you will have, I should put the headphones on just to double check us. Oh yeah, we're good. Although the air's still. We can click on any point on this track. Yep, I have it adjusted properly. Okay. We can click on any point on the track, and then that'll create a block there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you click on that block again, it will go away. And this is basically saved as a matrix of data values saying, where the blocks are, that can then be turned into a level or vice versa. So, do you have any ideas on a starting point after having the time to kind of think that through. How would we get this
I think I
sort
have an
of
idea.
how do we get, so I mean, eventually the idea is to have this editor screen have that matrix essentially, and if we can just even put that matrix in there right away of just like, here's the matrix and you can click these boxes, that would be great.
Okay. So I'm wondering, in terms of specification, how long you want these measures to be.
Oh, you mean the whole
thing.
the whole data value
And how do you want to traverse
structure?
that?
So that's a good question. So I
Should
think
they be of fixed length or arbitrary length?
ideally arbitrary length. We do have a fixed width, right?
Okay.
So we have like a fixed number of rows, but an arbitrary number of columns.
Okay.
Is basically how this is looking to me. So.
All right.
Geo says
sense
maybe
to
we
me.
could spawn instances at regular intervals from an object array. I don't know exactly what that means. I know what spawn instances at regular intervals means. What's an object array?
Well, it's an array of objects.
It's an array of objects. Ah, okay, naturally. So what we're trying to create, essentially. Okay. So if we're trying to create this array that's unbounded on one axis, how might we even start to go about doing that?
I think we would want to have
What do we do?
a list.
Help me out.
Right. We're going to want to make a list of lists. So go to the editor that you're looking, or the scene that you're looking to make the editor.
Oh, yeah, okay. Cool. And then we want to probably put a script somewhere in here, right?
Yeah. You're also going to see me shaking off a lot of Rust today. It's been a while
Okay,
since
no,
I've
that's fine. Yeah, valid.
been in it.
So, like, should I just make an empty object that then has our script
Yeah, you
system
can
in
do
it? Okay. So we're going to make this and rename it
Script holder.
script holder. Okay, cool. And I'm going to add a component, and it's going to be a new script, and it's going to be titled object array. No. I don't know. Notes in a matrix.
Note editor thing.
Matrix. Enter the matrix. No, note editor. Note matrix. Not the matrix.
I used to actually give creative names to my scripts.
Oh yeah, no, that's the fun bit, right?
It was fun until I got really confused, and then the project died.
I feel like that's a word of warning. Is that a word of warning? Maybe I should just make
No,
this note editor.
It's fun.
Well, no, we're not. That's too boring.
Okay.
Right.
What will you remember?
Matrix something with matrix in it. Note matrix. Matrix of notes. The note matrices. The
Just name it my script.
my script.
My script.
No,
one.
no.
My script one final.
That would be truly awful. That would be truly awful. We'll just do node editor.
Okay.
Matrix. Okay, cool. Note matrix. Nothing we're done fussing over that. Okay. So now it should start up. Maybe I need to click some things to get Visual Studio working. Oh, Geo's saying some things. Yeah, I don't want to give feedback right now. What's Geo saying? Will the horizontal placement of the notes be based on the sound they output? Yes. Well, the sound they output will be based on
the vertical, right?
Yeah, the vertical placement.
Yeah, if we're looking at it like a staff.
Right. So it's looking at it like a staff. Yeah, and then so like yep, vertical
Okay.
placement
How many-
corresponds to sound output.
How many spots are there on your staff?
I'm just going with C major everything, so no sharps or flats, which
Okay.
means that we're doing
What's the range though? How many different
Yeah,
range?
hang on. I got this. I totally know this. 9?
Okay.
9.
So 5
5
for
lines,
the
4
5 lines,
spaces.
4 spaces.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just 9.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what I'm seeing in my mind, as I'm thinking, is an array, which is to say a list. If you think of like a graph of 9 spots,
Yep.
and then that just goes indefinitely.
Yep.
So the other question for that is in terms of time, what kind of granularity do you want?
In terms of how many, like, per
Yeah,
unit time, per unit
per measure.
measure.
How many notes can there be?
So ideally, I'd like it to be down to. I mean, that's the thing is like it's pretty arbitrary, I suppose.
Yeah, 16th notes, 32nd notes.
No, just eighth notes, I think.
Okay.
Why? Oh, because I'm clicking the wrong button. That's why. So, yeah, because like over here, I was just talking.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we're going to end up implementing something similar. It's not going to be real MIDI, but it's going to be some sort of in-house data structure.
Right. So it should be 9, and then yeah, like the general. I think eighth notes should be enough because you're going pretty fast through this stuff.
Yeah, you're zipping.
Right. Which I also need to fix a bit, but wee. Okay. So yeah. So I think an eighth notes is fine. And an eighth note would probably correspond to. Oh, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like how much distance on here will correspond to, which I can actually figure out because I have some of these placed. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So right now I have every block on here is a quarter note. So every I don't know what the grid is showing. But I suppose I can probably find out.
Okay, and all the blocks are the same width, right?
Yeah, all the blocks are the same width. They're all 1 unit.
Okay.
In this distance and 2 in this distance. They're 2 in the X, they're 1 in the Z.
Okay.
Yeah, Carrot, it's madness. It's absolute madness. I'm doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. So I'll be in tomorrow again. But I'm here with Brad, who has
trying to take some of the load.
Yeah.
Trying to shoulder some of this weight.
Yeah, to build the editor.
3 streams a week. I couldn't leave her hanging.
I appreciate it. So yeah, so I want like.
They're trying to shut us down.
Do you have a permit for this?
We don't even have a license.
Oh shit. Damn, Carrot got us.
They're gonna find out I'm not 13 or older.
You must be this tall to ride. Okay, so I don't know, what is this? This is right. If I go here, that's 95.29, and if I go here, that's 85. So yeah, so that's like roughly 10. So like every 10 units in whatever unity measures, I guess 10 meters. Right.
Yeah, we can make the distance configurable too.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to make sure we know what kind of data structure we're building.
So I want that divided into 4. So every 2.5 units is a node. Is a space that you can fill with a node.
Okay.
Whatever that means. What?
Okay.
How do we start?
So I like to be able to
And
visualize
you can
things.
also do things if you want, but Okay, I agree.
So, do you have an asset in Unity? Well, here's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, we could make the editor 2D, and then it plays out in our 3D.
That's what I was thinking, and that's why I have those as separate scenes.
Okay.
Right.
Um,
So I think what it can be is what I was originally thinking of doing this, but I feel like it would be tedious, and also I don't know how to do the back end stuff. Is to just have basically a panel with a whole bunch of like basically buttons, but like I feel like that's just a lot of code.
it doesn't seem very intuitive as
It
a UI
doesn't.
solution.
Yeah.
So I think we can basically not do like Unity UI with their buttons and their event systems, and just treat it like a normal scene,
Okay.
and have it be like a right click for a red button, a left click for a black button,
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
And we can just make a grid and have it populate that way.
Yep.
And then press a button to save it out as a data
That's
structure.
what I'd like. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think the only art asset we would need for that would be just a blank pixel.
How do you mean?
So just like a sharp-edged square. So
Yeah.
if you go to, let's see, what kind of assets
Asset
do we
store.
have?
I mean, like we
No,
can also.
Do you have like GIMP or something on there?
Yeah,
Photoshop?
I can pull up here. I have Krita. I can make a.
This is the most useful art asset that I've ever come across.
A blank
Is
pixel.
making a single white pixel.
Yeah. Okay. I don't need it that big.
You need it one.
Yeah, just one
Be
by
audacious.
one. Fantastic.
It's the most versatile art asset there is.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Not a lot of overhead.
Yeah, not a lot of.
It's a power of 2.
Okay, so what? Is there a specific format I should export it as?
JPEG or PNG are
Okay.
good ones.
That's what I was thinking. PNG is usually what I do. Pixel. And let's put this not there, but here. Yeah, let's make it the lossless lossless compression.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We don't want to compress this pixel too much, you know.
It might go down to 0 pixels.
Go down to 0 pixels. Okay. That should do it. So then I need to put that into my assets. Where do I want make a new thing, or should I just
you can
not materials, prefabs?
You could do that, actually. Yeah, that
Throw
would
it in the prefabs folder, I guess.
Yeah.
Desktop, pixel. There we go. We're in. We got the pixel.
We do.
Okay, so I should go to the editor scene first. Okay. Oop. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. That's my panel that I made.
Okay. Where is the camera in this scene looking?
There we go.
Oh my.
Other way around here. How about I just do this and then wait, no. It's still backwards. Okay, I don't know why that always happens. Because I definitely had it set to like this view before, but
Okay.
okay. So this is it's just a panel, and I can get rid of the buttons. In fact, I probably should do that right now.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think we need them.
Okay, sweet. Bye-bye buttons. Do we need the panel?
We probably don't, but we'll leave it for now.
Okay, cool.
For main camera,
Hey, light pen. Light pen's in.
nice. Hi, Light Pen. How's it going?
Going to be composing your own songs for each track. The levels that I am going to put in here that like will come with the game will probably mostly not be stuff that I'm composing. Maybe one of them. I don't know. We'll see.
Did you write My Heart Will Go On?
No, I didn't write that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't. You know, like that's gonna be one of them.
That would have been amazing.
It would be amazing. Yeah, I'm actually like 70 some odd years old. I know I don't look at, you know.
It's incredible.
Thank you.
You're older than Celine Dion?
And yeah, and I composed that song.
Huh.
Yeah. For that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're working on, Lightpen. Working on the level editor.
Okay.
So just starting to put that together. Okay, so we have our script holder with our matrix script in it.
Okay. So let's discuss this first.
Okay.
So the way I see it is we have a camera.
Yep.
A background.
Mm-hmm.
And a big block that you can move left and right on. And it has lots of little slots for you to click notes into.
Yep, that's what I see.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. We can begin.
Let us begin. Okay. Any ideas on how to start this? This is just a preset thing. I mean, like, what are we trying to... Are we making that block in this script, then?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do I want to, like... I don't know, like, create a block somewhere in start?
Yeah.
Right? Something?
Yeah, find a way to make a prefab that is just that block, and then we can scale it later.
So, hang on. That is just what block?
That block that is just the pixel, I mean.
Oh, just the pixel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I would then go like public prefab. Right, prefab. No, how did I do this in previous stuff? I know I've done this in previous stuff. It's in here. Public game object prefab, and then I said game object dot instantiate. That's right. Okay. In C+ is a semicolon extend or inherent keyword. It's end line. Semicolon is end line. I don't know if that answers that question.
The colon is extension though.
Colon is extension, but the semicolon is end line.
Or which way is it? Note matrix inherits from behavior.
This is a colon.
Yeah, the semicolon's just end commands.
Pixel prefab. Okay, so we have our game object pixel prefab, and then I want to on start. I want to game object dot instantiate, and then I want pixel prefab.
Yeah, note matrix extends mono behavior, which is to say that it inherits from it.
Yeah.
So we'll have all the mono behavior stuff that we like, including start and update. So don't we want to create our array first? We're going to create our array, but I'd like to first create some of the basic visuals. There is a super one extending its mono behavior. Mono behavior is a class.
So, okay. I don't understand anything that was just said,
Okay.
but I'm wondering here what how are we gonna start making this into what we want? So we'll pull the pixel into this in the inspector.
Okay.
And then I'll have this. It's getting made. Making
Okay.
that
So
pixel.
give it a vector 3 to start out with, though.
Yep. We can just do that in here, right?
Yeah.
Transform.
I think there's a different overload for that function that lets you just put in. So an overloaded function is a function that has many different kinds of parameters that you can give it.
Yep.
So if
Such
you
as
look
instantiate.
if you look at over on the right there, it says 2 of 10.
You can do this.
That means that there. Oh yeah. 2 of 10. That means there are 10 overloads, and in Visual Studio you can actually go up and down and see what they
Whoa!
are.
What?
Yeah,
Holy
so you can
shit!
just have
What?
the original object as an argument. You can have the object and a transform. You can have the object, the transform, and a Boolean, which is whether it's in local or world space. You can have
A rotation. Yep. A vector 3 position.
these
Oh,
things,
that we
these
want
things,
that.
These things. This is the one we want right now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Wow, that's a cool tool. I did not know you could do that. That's so useful.
It is useful.
Wow. Okay, thank you for just blowing
Cheat
my
sheet
mind.
wherever you are.
Yeah. Nice.
So put in. So this is going to be our main one. That's going to have everything on it.
Do I want to be able to set the vector in the? It doesn't really matter though. Private, right? I mean, like.
Okay. Yeah.
Vector.
Vector 3. You can put it as like staff position, something like that. Camel case, I like it.
Thanks. Equals. Do we want to set it right now?
Sure.
It's private.
Probably just make it 0, 0, 0. Probably be easiest.
Yeah. What do I have to have? Wait, how do they want me to do that?
I think it has to be vector 3, and then as its constructor, it has those arguments.
Yep.
Does it require new vector 3 since it's a struct? Try putting the keyword new in front of that space. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the reason it needs that is because vector 3 is a structure, not exactly a class.
Okay.
So it needs the new thing in front of it.
What is another example of a structure?
Vector 2 is a structure. Let me think. There are not that many examples. I believe an array is a structure.
Can I just put 0 in for the quaternion? No.
Put in quaternion.identity.
That's right. Thank you. Right, because that just basically says 1. Nada.
Yeah.
Oh, spinning ball of death.
It can only spin so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, vector 2 is a struct. Vector 2 and vector 3 int is a struct.
You know, it did this a while back, and the only solution was to cut out of Visual Studio and reopen it, and it usually saves everything that you do. So.
Okay, that's handy.
Yeah, I hope it.
One of my favorite ways to crash in Unity is to make an infinite loop. And just play it and go, oops. Like, it's taking an awful long time to load.
Oh, I wonder why. That would be why.
Then you have to force quit and lose everything.
Yep, that sounds like fun. Sometimes Visual Studio just crashes on autocomplete. I don't know why.
While I'm at it. What else is a struct in Unity? You can make your own structs in Unity.
Why not? Do I not have... I don't know. Okay, so... Another cool idea would be to use the sliders in the editor to set note values, or even a curve editor might be more intuitive. What's a curve editor?
I think I know what this person is referring to with like
Hey.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, scroll all the way over. Your mouse is still over here.
Oh.
Yep. There you go. Click again.
Yeah, curve field. Yeah, this is where you can set different key positions and their slopes to make a curve. I see how those are easily editable, but I think that we want discrete levels of notes rather than continuous ones.
Yes, that is
So
correct.
we don't want any like microtonality.
No,
We just want
I
the
don't
9
want
notes.
microtonality. Yeah, no, just the 9 notes. Yeah, because
Is it not the fact that vector 3 is a struct that makes it use new? 'Cause I'm pretty sure that structs do use new.
Okay.
Position notes.
Oh,
track.
in distance, in time.
Yeah.
For a curve field.
Okay.
Yeah, like if we, instead of making it discrete this way.
Right. I think it would still actually be better to make it discrete this way.
Also.
It would make an easier data structure, and it would also make sure that everything lies on the beat
Yeah,
rather than
that's true.
At
true.
at an offset.
That's true. Which, I mean, debatably useful, right? You know, it might be nice to. Why is it okay? Whatever. Why is it doing private here? I don't want to do that, but then when I don't, it says.
Okay. Yeah, I think it might actually be different in C++. I've never programmed in C++ itself, but I'm checking the script reference for Unity, and it is a struct. I think in C#, structs and classes are dealt with very much the same way, in a way that, like there are structs but no classes in C, for example. So I think C# just makes it very easy on us that we can think of them the same way. How's it going?
Cool. A lot of this is above my head, and I want it to not be above my head, but
Sorry.
no, that's
I'm getting
okay.
into the weeds.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's good. You know, like
so
I just.
So what are we
haven't learned
working
stuff
on
yet.
right now?
Okay, so we have our staff with the pixel prefab with the position. We are going to need to scale it, right?
Yeah.
So how? And then also we're going to need to then start putting whatever matrix we want attached to it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so an interesting thing about this call is that not only can you instantiate a game object, but this function instantiate returns the reference to the particular instance that you have just spawned. So you can do something like this.
Do it.
You can type in game object. I have the mouse here. Why did I do that?
Yeah, you do. I don't know.
Capital game object. And then give it a name, and you can store the reference.
So like space name or
Yeah, space and then just a variable name.
staff
Yeah,
equals
Yes.
game object dot instantiate?
exactly.
Not that one. Capital. Oh no! We got the spinning ball of death again. I don't know why.
Okay.
Okay. Yikes. What the heck, Visual Studio? Why are you being so rude?
Oh, is it messing up for us?
Yeah, it spin ball of death again. Which is whatever.
It's extremely rude.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Cool. Fantastic. There we go. So I don't need to put like new in front of game object here because
Right. It
not a
creates the object
structure.
and then it returns that reference,
okay. Okay.
which is stored in staff.
Cool. So
So now we can.
we want to scale it and we want to attach a matrix to it.
Mhm.
We want to go in matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix.
Yeah, matrix.
Neo.
Yeah. No,
Morpheus.
yeah. You get
All that
get the
stuff.
weird glasses.
Object orientation is just fine.
What's OOP?
Object-oriented programming.
Oh, Dev
I-
was complaining about that the other day too.
I like it. I think most of the problem that we have is dealing with the middleware of Unity, which can be confusing. Luckily, they do have a good API, though.
Yeah, they do. They do. So, how are we going to get this thing on here? Matrix. How are we going to matrix? Or do you want to scale it first?
Yeah, let's scale it first. Let's
Okay.
make sure we see
So it's
something.
still going to be in start, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Make sure we see something first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
sure.
in start, we instantiate it. Okay, let's just try running it right now.
Yep. I mean, it should just...
This is something I do all the time. I forget to assign the reference to the script.
Oh, yep.
So
Thank you.
drag the pixel over there.
Thank you. Come on.
It needs to be turned into a game object first.
Oh.
So click on that. There's one thing we have to do first. Go over there to advanced. The advanced
Yep.
drop down,
Uh-huh.
and
Can't I just, like,
uh,
make a game object and then put
yeah,
this in it somehow?
yes. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's the right scale though, because sometimes it's many pixels per unit, and I want it to be just one.
Oh,
Actually, here we go. So for texture type, take it off default and bring it to sprite, 2D and UI. Okay, there we go. So pixels per unit, make that 1.
oh.
And the rest should be fine.
Okay.
And hit apply on the bottom.
Is this a game object now?
No, it's just the correct scale of, or it's the correct type of thing.
Okay, so now we need
So
to
it's-
make an empty game object for this pixel to be
Yeah, so
associated
you can just
with,
drag
so
it
that we
into
can
the
drag it
scene,
as a prefab. Oh, okay.
and it'll do that for us. So now it is as it is.
Put that up there.
Yeah.
And so now I want to make that reference in the script.
Actually, drag it from the scene back down to the prefabs. Drag it, I think, from the hierarchy. And that is the thing.
That is a thing. Okay. Do we need this?
We do still need it,
Okay.
because that uses it.
Okay. So I want this in here. There we go. I can take it out of the scene, right? The pixel? Brad?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
There's a programming paradigm fight going on in the chat.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, I don't understand what's going on. So what's
see.
VHDL?
I'm not sure.
So it sounds like, so LightPen, you don't like C and C++?
Yeah, it seems like
LightPen does
they
not
don't like OOP either. which makes me think.
Lightpen, what do you like?
Is it prototype based? Do you like JavaScript?
JavaScript is pretty fun. I like JavaScript.
It's fun.
The very little experience.
Yeah.
What's VHDL?
I really don't know. I think it's a particular
Visic.
language.
Hardware description language.
Electronic design automation.
They all suck.
This
Says
has gotta be
Lightpen.
engineering of some sort. Yeah. Okay. That's a little too hardware for me.
In FPGA? Lightpen, you're spitting all these acronyms at me. I have no idea what FPGA is. Oh.
Okay.
Field programmable gate arrays are semiconductor devices that are based around a matrix of configurable logic blocks connected via programmable interconnects.
Okay. Yeah, this is chip language stuff.
So it's
This is too
like-
hardware for me. I'm going back
Ooh,
to
software.
let's
Guys,
go back.
get back into the software. Get back into the software.
People are talking about
Run away.
programmable gate arrays.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's get away from that metal.
Okay, so cool. So if I do this, then theoretically we should get a pixel somewhere at 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
Where is 0, 0, 0? I don't know.
Okay, so it appears.
It got made. Oh, it's down there. My
Yeah.
panels.
your
It's
panels
my
are pretty-
panels in the background. That's what happens.
Is that
Oh no, is that the same?
Get rid of the panel actually.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I
It's-
made
it's
that panel
confusing,
pretty
yes.
big. Okay.
Actually, I think it's probably the normal size. It just
Yeah.
Unity's UI stuff is weird.
Automatically makes it pretty big.
Let me try something.
Okay. Do it. What are you
No,
doing?
I'm-
You're renaming my pixel.
I accidentally paid the
yeah.
specs.
Yeah. What are you doing, Brad?
Click on it again. Like go somewhere else from it in the view.
Okay.
Click on the pixel again just once. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Double click usually for me.
Oh, okay, that works too.
Yeah.
I thought there was a hotkey for it.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
thought it was
there's-
F.
I think it's supposed to be, but I think you also might have to set that up.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so
Okay,
let's
so it's
scale
working.
it.
It's doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, I need
So
to
we're
get
gonna
rid of
want to scale it. Okay.
this in here. Where do we want to scale it?
So go to the script
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. We're
Yeah.
like scaling it in the script.
and do there are transform
Oh,
functions.
bye, Lightpen.
It's been real.
Why do you have to wait? Revise Mandarin?
I think Mandarin's just fine as it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are probably some elements that could use revision.
I mean, it's
I mean,
harder than
as
I
with
could
any
learn.
language,
It's harder than I've learned.
it's
So if you could make it a little easier, maybe I'll
Yeah.
learn it. Okay.
Thanks for popping in, Lightpen.
Okay. If you go to staff, or if you type in staff
So what am I trying to do?
in object, so we're gonna transform it. So go staff dot transform
Okay.
dot. I believe it's scale is the one.
We have local scale and lossy scale there, but not
Okay, hang on.
not just regular scale. Staff.transform dot get big.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Seems like we can do that.
Hey Izzy, how's it going? Hello.
Hello.
Izzy, this is my friend Brad.
Pleased to meet you, Izzy. Although we're not meeting. You're meeting me.
Brad is helping me out with some UI stuff, trying trying to make this game editor work. So that's the goal.
Hello. This is Izzy.
Yeah.
Hi, Izzy. So we are going to change the local scale. Get big equals bigger.
Yeah, right? No, yeah.
All right.
Staff.transform.getBig equals bigger.
That's pretty much.
Thanks. I mean,
That's good pseudocode.
I pride myself on my
So type in local scale and
.transform.local scale.
yeah.
Okay.
Local scale. Have that
Cool.
equals new vector 3, and then we're gonna type in different values.
Okay, so what we are trying to do here, what kind of values might we want? So Gio, what we're trying to do is just to scale the pixel. So we're basically taking the pixel, making it bigger so that it's however long we want it, and then we're gonna apply the matrix to it.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, yeah, we're going to use that as the backdrop for our whole thing.
Yes.
So as far as this, make it so the this is going to be length and then height and then depth. So it's going to be,
that's what it's doing. Okay, so we want nothing in the Z, right?
Yeah, we just want one.
So we want like what?
It's going to be some number that we're probably going to change later. So we can make it 8 to begin with, because there are going to be 8 things per measure. Or we can make it like 24 if we want 3 measures, or 32.
Okay.
Make it 32 to start with.
Yeah.
4 measures.
32, 9.
That's right.
And then 1. So basically, Gio, what I think my hope here, and let me
go ahead.
tell me if I'm thinking of this right, Brad, because my understanding of this is right. We take our pixel, we scale it, we use it as the backdrop for this matrix of some sort that is in some way clickable.
Yeah.
And then this entire matrix with the backdrop is our editor screen. When you click on some things appear, right? But they're just placeholders. They're not the actual blocks, right? And then when you click a different button, it takes the whole matrix with those clicked things that you have in there and just uses the numbers from that and turns that into an array of blocks on an actual play track.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
That's what we're going for.
Cool. I'm glad I kind of understand where this is going.
Yeah.
So we've scaled. So we're scaling it just to 32 right now. Are we going to be able to edit that later somehow? Like, is there something we can just put in the script to change it?
Yeah. So we're going to make it 32 just for testing right now.
Yes, Geo is the answer.
Yeah, that's right. It should accelerate our workflow too.
Yes, that's the goal.
Okay, so we can easily change 32 if we program carefully for a variable that we can control.
Okay. So, do we want to? Oh, just bit my lip. Do we want to put a variable in here?
We will later.
Okay.
We don't have to right now.
So not right now. So we've transformed the pixel. Now what?
I am a devout empiricist, so let's test to make sure it looks correct.
Okay. Valid. Sure.
It'll also be easier if we change the camera to an orthogonal one and make sure it's centered.
It's 0, 0, negative 10 right now.
Oh, that should be right.
Yeah, which is what it usually is. Orthogonal. Where do we put that?
Instead of the perspective projection, make it orthographic.
Okay. Sweet. So that's a big pixel. That'll do it.
Good.
That's definitely scaled that way.
Good.
And
click the game view.
Wait, I'm just gotta. I screwed up. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't. Yeah, it's still flat. Okay, that's all I was trying to do, and
Okay.
I screwed us up. But there we go. Okay. Game view.
Okay. Instead of 1 for Y, make it 0 in the camera transform.
Oh.
Yeah, it's shifted up just a little bit.
I don't know why that happened.
I think it's by default.
Okay, actually, then we're gonna need to do that in here.
Yeah. You may also wish to bring the camera back or make it wider so that we can see more of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So in size over there under orthographic, we can make that bigger.
10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and then we have this. That looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're only
I think so. So then we can click and scroll and do stuff. I think that's probably about right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can click off of play.
Yep. Okay, I need to change that in the actual thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So go back to here.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that's working.
So now,
Now we want to make that matrix.
we do.
Yeah.
So let me think how we want to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we click, we're clicking on stuff.
Yep.
Do we want it to be? Do we want like a bunch of like little blank? If you think of UI, like little slightly gray spots where they can go. Or do you want it to be more freeform?
I was thinking just, I mean, I don't think that particularly matters. I was just thinking like, you know, like there's this, right, like there's a grid on it, and like if you click anywhere within the bounds of this box, it just puts something in the middle there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So for UI, do you want there to be a grid of lines, or do you want there to be little spaces that are slightly gray? Or how would you like to represent the grid?
Oh, you mean like, do
Visually.
you mean like either we have lines like that, or we have like that?
Yeah.
Like a gray box?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the gray box?
I like the gray box.
I
was thinking.
Yeah, it
just
sounds like you're
automatically
pushing
thought
for
of
the
the
gray
gray
box, and
box.
I'm here for the gray box.
All right.
I'm here for the gray box. Let's do that.
So this means. I think it's time to start this matrix.
Yeah, I like matrices. I don't, but let's do it.
Okay. So how would you like to store this data?
What
Would
are
you
the
like to
different
keep
ways we
it-
can
So
do it?
we can keep it either just in serialized objects that we can store. We can keep it in text files. We can keep it in structured data files.
I guess I don't.
We could. Okay, here's something easy we could do. We could have a text file that just has. So if you open something up in like Notepad, it will just have like a 0 for every place that is blank, like a 1 for every black dot, and a 2 for every red.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also something that I can figure out how to do
Okay. Sounds good.
really quickly.
Let's make it.
Okay.
So we want to make dot array. There is like an array command somewhere in here, right? Array list is what pops up. cube map array, texture 2D array, bit array, array list. Implements in the list interface using an array whose size is dynamically increased as required. Sounds like something we might want, but I don't know. Alternatively, matrix. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of matrix in Unity's script, so.
Yeah, it's going to be an array of arrays.
Oh, it's going to be an array of arrays.
Actually, make it a list of lists. So it actually, okay, it has system.collections.generic already imported. So go over to, is it array list?
Yep, that's the one. The only other stuff is, like I said, bit array, cube map array, texture 2D array. Okay. So it's probably array list.
It might actually just be called list if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we can just make a list.
This is going to be a generic too.
Interface implements the system.collections.generic list interface. The size of a list is dynamically increased as required. A list is not guaranteed to be sorted. Okay. So then we want a list of arrays.
We want a list of lists.
So, hang on. Okay, so do we have a list containing 9 lists?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Isn't that basically just an array?
It's a 2D array. It's basically a 2D array. That's
okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
can we not just make a 2D array?
Yeah. The only thing, the reason people generally prefer lists is because you can change how long they are on the fly.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Arrays are of fixed length.
Okay. Let's do it. So a list of 9 lists. So basically, what we want is.
Okay.
So we want to make a list. How do we make the list? It doesn't seem like we can...
Let's name it. So this is just declaring the variable.
So then I want the name? Or do we want the name before this?
No, the name comes after. So it'll be...
note list. Note list. Equals list. And then I want like, oh no, oh there we go, okay. And then we basically want like right, I want like a list of lists, so it's going to be this, essentially, right? Sort of thing.
Wait, what just happened?
Well, it's spinning ball of death on me now, but it might figure it out in a second. I don't know. That's a great question. Sometimes it figures it out, and sometimes it just dies. It's being rather mean. But like, so we make. Is the integer just a placeholder?
Yeah, or it can be what we choose the kind of thing that's occupying that space to be. So like a blank or a black note or a red note.
Mm-hmm. Come on. There we go.
I'm also aware that what I'm doing seems goofy.
How do you mean?
It seems like I shouldn't be doing a list of lists, but I can't think of a way that makes more sense.
Think that works fine?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems to work fine.
I think you don't need those extra 2 there at the end.
I probably don't.
Yeah, put a closed angle bracket there. I think you need to do new as well.
Is list a structure?
It's not, but new is not just for structures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's later.
I believe you need to put an open and closed parenthesis
oh,
at the end.
Because it's like a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I never know when to do that and when not to.
So
I just know sometimes that if it yells at you for not doing it, that if you can always just try doing it.
yeah, that works. The reason we have to use it here is because list has a constructor which returns like the list object that it just created.
So it's basically a function.
Yeah, so like list is the Platonic form, and by doing that, we're petitioning the Platonic form of the list to give us just a mere reflection
Of the
list.
numbers contained within.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I like that. It
Yeah.
bestow upon us mortals this
Please
just a
give us
mere
one
reflection
list.
of your radiance.
Yeah.
The radiance of the list. Okay, good. Okay, so cool. So how do we make this into something that's like editable and has different values?
So we're going to start it off with 2 for loops. We're going to make it blank. So go
For loops I know how to
nested
do.
for loops.
I love nested for loops.
Okay, so
what is our general for loop here? Is it like
it's going to be
is it with regards to the click? Or is
it's
it
going
with
to be
regards
with
to
regards. So we're just going to come up with a blank one right now.
Okay, sure.
So it's going to be for the width, for how long it is.
Okay.
For that number, it's going to be for the number in each column.
Mm-hmm.
So for the number of columns, it's going to be
Yep, I got
the
you.
number in the
Yep.
column.
Yep.
And
And
we're
we're
going
going
to-
through them and placing these
Yeah,
gray
a
boxes.
little gray box.
Oh, so this is just to set it up and place those gray boxes.
Yeah.
And then we want those gray boxes. We can probably put in the gray box code something about an on-click thing.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
That's one way of doing it.
I like that. Okay. How does that deal with our list here? Like, are we doing for loops within the list or outside of the list? Or is the list within the for loops? Or...
We're going to modify the list in the for loops.
Okay. So, because we've already defined note list. So now, I gotcha. So now we can
So
just
now
say...
it's just like, it's a piece of paper
for-
we need to put stuff on.
Right. And then I can say for
For int I
int I...
equals 0. So I will just be
Oh,
our index.
right. So that's just our index.
Yeah, it's generally common practice to do like I and J for the
Yeah,
two.
no, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, I wrote all those for loops for the function that searched through the things.
Which I, of course, perfected.
Yeah,
Now
you obviously did, and that's why they're using it all the time.
Yeah. I believe that. I buy it. I totally didn't just die on the table immediately after I left.
Did you actually
I got a librarian to say it was useful.
Did you actually get to use it at all?
Yeah, I actually
Did you
got
get
it working. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I would love to see that
Sure.
at some point. What? Why is it yelling at me?
There's you need more. So
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually a semicolon you need there. And then this is going to be the condition. So it's going to be I is less than 32. And this will again be replaced with our variable later. And then another semicolon
I need a semicolon here.
for I plus plus, or I
Yeah.
equals I plus 1 or something like that.
Yep. And then we need this.
Yeah. This is where it gets inception.
Yep. For come on, auto indent. Thank you. Come on. Wow, I don't know why Visual Studio is being so mean to me today. It's not usually this mean. I've never had it be this rude. Anyway, how are you doing?
Oh, geez, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to make this list in these matrices.
I am too.
This matrix.
It never wears off. Making just a nested for loop.
Actually, I really like nested for loops.
I remember just not understanding them, and now it's just like, oh, I can't wait.
I love nested for loops. They
never get old.
They can lead very quickly to infinities that break things. Not 32. We want 9 here.
Yeah. For index, also make that
not I.
Yeah, not I.
Thank you. I almost broke everything. J less than 9. Less than or equal to, right?
No, it'll be, so it starts with 0 since it's 0 indexed.
Thank you, that's right.
So it counts from 0 to 8, not 1 to 9.
J plus plus. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, then we are,
So now the way to think about it is we have I and J at our
as
disposal.
Coordinates.
Yep. At our disposal.
Essentially as coordinates, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for I 0, J 0, we want to create a gray blob. Should we make a gray pixel prefab and then use that and scale it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the route you would take with this?
It is.
Okay.
So go up near,
Yep. So.
We can actually even use the same pixel prefab.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just go down and say note list. Oh, sorry, never mind.
No, yeah. No, here we go.
Leave that off for now. This will require more thinking, perhaps. But yeah, instantiate.
Right, and then I'm creating.
The same way, pixel.
So it's doing the same sort of thing, right? And do I want to name this as well? I don't know if I need to. Oh, it's being mean again. I mean, do I need to name?
Yeah, make it like current block or something.
Yeah. Dot instantiate. Wow, this is like debilitating almost.
Rough.
How much Visual Studio? I really don't know why this is happening. Is it because it's because I have so many open, maybe?
Oh, it could be.
Oh, okay. I'll close some of these. I should definitely close some of these once it figures out what it's doing. There we go. Save. Let's close. Cool. Maybe that'll help. Okay, and then we want pixel prefab. And do we want another vector 3 here? But we are trying to create this prefab at the location of I and J. So we want to have this
so there's going to
vector 3 defined with respect to I and J.
Yeah, right? So you can actually go up and make private vector 3. It'll be something like note offset.
Okay, and we want that up here?
Mm-hmm. Also, just so we decide now, do you want the index to go from left to right and top to bottom, or left to right and bottom to top? So like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the other way?
I was imagining it being top to bottom.
Okay.
But
that's fine.
I mean, I don't know that it matters in any way.
No,
it wouldn't affect the.
It's a pretty arbitrary decision.
Okay. And then we want this to be. Do we want to define this with respect to I and J right now,
No, we can't do that because those are local variables anyway. This is going to be a constant, so we just want it to be up to where stuff starts. So it's going to be, in this case...
up 9
up,
over 16.
It's actually going to be up 4.5, right?
Thank you.
Because it starts out in the middle. It's going to be up 4.5.
Yes.
Then over 16?
Yes.
Yeah, negative 16.
Yep. So 4.5, negative 16, 0.
Yeah.
Will it do that? Yeah, it will do that. Okay. Cool. So then we want pixel prefab, and then we want node offset. But then we want. Do we want to do anything with respect to I and J then here?
Yeah, we do.
So for the first one, we don't have to do that. It's just by node offset, right?
Yeah, it would be.
Like I and J are both 0.
But to make it into the general case, you can also do. So you can do that and then add plus, and then we make a new vector and add it to it. So it's going to be plus.
Should I make that new vector here?
You can do that, yeah.
Right, because now I'm within.
Yeah. You could also make it just while you're calling the function, but it's clearer if you do it outside like this.
Huh?
It's clearer this way. You could also just say like new vector 3 and then put it right in.
Oh yeah, no, I want it outside.
So
I can just go.
Yeah, so it'll be like vector 3 and then its name.
Yep, thank you. Vector 3, and then we want this to be IJ offset.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. Equals new vector 3, and then we want this to be in terms of. So I want
top down. It's going to be.
If we're just doing it in terms of the unity units that are already there, which we have with everything else.
Yeah, it's going to be I and then negative J and 0.
I, negative J, 0. Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah. And then add,
okay, but here's my question then. So so that works with. So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that right now we're saying J is, goes up to 9, right? Meaning there are 9 notes.
Yeah.
Right. But those note distances are equal to 2 unity units. 2 meters in the unity editor. So do we want that to be a different number? Like, do we want this to be, 18 and then iterate by 2 instead of by 1? I guess basically what I'm asking is, as we're going over I and J, do we need to go by the measurements, iterate by the measurements that are found in the Unity editor? Or can we iterate by an index here and then set that index equal to an arbitrary measurement later?
Yeah, that's the usual way.
Okay.
So instead of
we
doing
can do that later.
So yeah, we would probably do it in IJ offset. So instead of I and negative J, we'd have it be like 2I and negative J, or like 2I and 2J.
It'd be negative 2J, and it'd be right, because that makes sense, because we don't need to change the matrix, we just need to change its positioning on the GUI.
That's right.
Gotcha. Okay. So then for I, we need it to be 2.5. Each note box is 2.5 units in the Unity editor.
And that's not altogether what we're doing here either. We're just creating like the low resolution UI presentation of what is being created. Once we have that matrix saved, we can turn that into the real thing.
That's true. We don't even need to do this right now that way. Okay, that's true. We just need to remember that for when we save it and turn it into the game blocks. Okay. So node offset plus
IJ
IJ
offset.
offset. Okay.
And then quaternion.identity.
Dot identity. Okay. That looks good. So we have creating the current block, and we instantiate it with pixel prefab at node offset plus IJ offset with quaternion.identity. Here's my question then. Pixel prefab is going to make it white. Do we want to make that gray, and how?
We probably do. We also probably want to scale it down a little bit so there's gaps in between.
Yep, agreed.
So
How might we do that?
in the next line,
So we can do another like local scale, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's going to be like 0.9.
Right. So we want current block dot transform dot local scale, and then we want equals new vector 3, and then we want just 0.9 in all directions, or 0.9, 0.90,
That makes
or
more sense.
0.9.91, sorry.
Yeah.
Also, this should be, no, that's 0, because that's a offset, and this is the scale.
Yeah.
Fine. Does that make you happier?
You can put F at the end of that to make it a float.
Yep.
Sometimes it likes that. I don't know why.
Yep. That makes sense because floats are, that's what decimals are.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've transformed it in scale so that our grays are a little bit smaller than the block
Yes.
would be. Cool. So we have, and we need to make them gray.
We can do that with
I can like set the material.
yeah.
And
You
make a
can,
gray
you
material
can
in
change.
Unity?
Yeah. Let me take a look because it already has a material attached to it.
The pixel doesn't.
It actually does.
Oh,
So
does
if you
it?
look at the prefab, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it has this texture attached to this
Oh, gotcha.
object.
But we can,
So the color, this is why I always make it white.
yeah,
So you can make the color a little bit
grayer.
grayer.
Well, we don't want to do that. We want to keep that one white.
Yeah.
And then we want to make a copy of it, a duplicate of it, and
Yeah,
make it a
exactly.
divergent prefab.
Yeah, and you can do a call to get that.
There should be a way to do that, right? Duplicate. And then isn't there like a way to
Yeah,
make a
hang on.
prefab variant? I know there is. I just can't remember how to do it. Because if I
I think
change
that's
this,
a newer thing, but you can actually change it in the script per instance, and not have to make another prefab.
oh,
Like color is in each sprite renderer. It's not
there we go.
constant across prefabs.
Prefab variant.
Oh, check it out.
I do know how to do this.
It's new stuff.
Boom.
New stuff on me.
Yeah. So there we go. We have a variant anyway, if we want it.
I remember back before Unity had the year as the version number. I remember we had Unity, when I was a kid, we had Unity 4 and we liked it.
So wow, this is all looking amazingly complex and wonderful. So I could come over here and say public game object pixel prefab 2 and then pull that second prefab in and use
Yeah.
it instead over here.
Yeah, it's
But
probably
you're
not the way I
saying
would
that
do
we
it.
could do it in the script.
Yeah,
How might we do that?
we can just change its color. So we can go down to current block dot get component.
Get component. Nope.
Bit of an intermission again.
Yeah, apparently.
Know any good jokes?
This intermission is brought to you by intermission over. No wait, it's still going. Know any good jokes? Nope. But this intermission is brought to you by. Click the follow button up above if you haven't already. Thanks. That's what the intermission was brought to you by.
Your screen name. Oh, here we're back. I'll ask you about your screen name next time.
Oh, I can talk about that.
I'm sure it has a story.
Not as exciting a story as it might be, but
you're gonna want an open angle bracket now.
Yep. And then material?
I think it's called some sort of renderer.
Sprite renderer.
Yeah,
Color.
sprite renderer.
Sprite renderer.color?
Yeah.
Sprite render dot color.
Yeah, sprite renderer should be inside the angle brackets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that and then our famous open close parentheses.
Oh, yeah, because we're getting the component,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're saying dot color.
Yeah.
Because okay, gotcha. That's right,
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And then we want to set this equal to something different.
Yeah, and I think there are some presets.
Hex codes?
You can do it with hex codes. Sorry about that.
You're okay.
You can also do it. There's some presets. I think there's color.gray. Yeah, so like capital color.gray. That's one we can do.
Okay. So we have gray slightly downsized prefabs, pixels, that will fill that area at the proper I and negative j. So that's good. Now we need to make them clickable and then do things with that. Yes?
We believe that we have them. I'd like to see it with
Okay,
my own
fair.
eyes. I'm an endless
What you doing? Semicolon expected?
I think it wants a semicolon up above.
Oh, yes, thank you. There we go. Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's try it. Okay. Come on. There we go. And we should just be able to do that, right?
Okay.
I see a bunch of them.
Yeah, click on one of them. See where it is. Go to scene. Okay, they seem to be in slightly the wrong place. They're in a grid, though.
They are, and that's lovely. It's because of the I and J, probably. The negative I and the J.
It could just be an offset, though.
Yeah,
I think it's actually not the I and J.
Yeah, because otherwise they would be spread out differently, right? That's a beautiful grid. Look at that grid. Look at that grid.
This is my favorite thing about computers in general.
Look at that grid.
It makes everything perfect.
Hey, Farfangled. Welcome, welcome,
my goodness. I know this
You know this person?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Welcome.
You're seeing how the sausage is made now.
Yeah, truly. My name is Rose, by the way. Hi.
This is Rose.
This is Brad, but it seems like you already know each other.
He's got an idea about who I am.
How the sausage is made.
Yeah.
So, hey, we just made a cool little array thing. That's beautiful. Okay, so we need to get that offset back set up. So Farfangled, for some context, what we're doing is and for anyone else who just joined us, welcome, by the way, to all y'all. Again, my name is Rose and this is Brad, and Brad's helping me with some UI design for this game that I'm making.
Trying to.
Well, and we're getting somewhere.
We have one more grid than we had when we started.
One more grid than we started with. That's a very good day in Unity, truly. And they're gray too, and they have gaps between them.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so let's get that offset back up there so that we can make these then clickable.
Yeah.
So
What did we do? Where did we
well,
go
yeah,
wrong?
where did we go wrong?
How could we have known?
Wait, how much are they offset by is the next question, actually, because that'll give us some clue as to what is going on. This is offset by
oops.
the first one, -16 and 4.5. That is what I thought.
Yeah. Try actually
So-
taking that. Take the first one.
Uh-huh. But it
Or-
was
or we
negative
just do it
16,
here,
4.5. It was right here.
It should not be.
So it
there's something
we're
wrong with that.
adding note offset.
Oh, I'll tell you what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm.
What's going on?
You're gonna laugh.
Did
I
I
switched
flip
those
X
around.
I did.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I did.
-16 and 4.5.
I did. I was thinking that too. That's funny.
I think we both messed it up.
Yeah, we did. It's cool. Okay. Which means we should switch these two?
No, those are right.
Oh, you're right.
Incredibly.
Oh, wow. Oh, we really screwed that up. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Okay, cool. Let's try that again. Go back over here to this beautiful thing.
I just love that skybox. It's
Uh,
beautiful. Well, we're close.
We're closer. Yeah, that's more where we want it.
Ooh, Z fighting.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
That's fun.
Okay. Nice. So, should we move them forward a little bit in Z at all?
Yeah, we can either do that or we can change their
I mean,
rendering order.
it does render in that order in the scene in the game view anyway. But why are they off by like? Oh, because
good
it's the
question.
center. They're centered.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
why.
you're right.
That's why. Right. So if I click on this one, it is at -16 and 4.5.
So it needs another 0.5 on it, both ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I should just do that,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So okay. So go over here. Go.
Yeah, you can actually do plus or minus 0.5.
What?
It's going to be negative 17.5 or 16.5, right?
Nope. It was -16, which was too far. Negative
right.
15.
You're right. I'm happy with that.
Okay. One more time, hopefully. There we go. Look at that. Wow.
It's pretty.
That's a grid.
It is.
That's a grid that we made.
Do you want to make it clickable?
I want to make this grid clickable, Brad.
Let's do it.
I want to make this grid clickable.
Okay, so
Let's go back over here. So we would put that in here, right?
to make it...
Because we want each one of them to be clickable.
Oh, okay, so there are a
We
couple
can
of
put,
different
click
design
listeners.
decisions
I know
we
how to
can
make
make.
click listeners.
There are a couple of different design decisions we can make. So
Okay.
we can either make
Go for it.
each one have its own little mono behavior on it that stores the information about it, or we can...
That sounds like it could be potentially detrimental, especially because it can expand arbitrarily.
It would have more overhead than would be necessary.
Yeah.
Or we could have just the space be clickable and just do it with math and where you click, which wouldn't be too hard. And it would just change the color of whatever's there.
Say that again. So, we're making the space clickable. Are we making this game object clickable?
We would have the illusion of making that clickable.
The illusion of it by
Yeah.
saying we're just tracking the position that you click separately from all this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we're just like going out of this,
Mm-hmm.
putting in a new thing saying "Ooh, on click,
Yeah.
what is the position of the click?
Mm-hmm.
And then
And which block does that correspond to?
and which block does that correspond with? And then change the color of that block,
Mm-hmm.
which we can do because we have a bunch of blocks with. So we just look up like a matching current block dot transform, basically.
Yeah, so the other thing that It would be
Oh,
based.
hey, you were making yourself tiramisu. You know how to make yourself tiramisu?
That's pretty cool.
That sounds like as complex to me as the thing we just did. Here, let me show
I
you.
want
Let me show
some.
you. Let me show you. So, we got Unity, right? I click the play button. Boom.
We've got a grid.
We've got a grid.
Soon it'll be editable.
Soon it will be clickable.
It's the easiest dessert ever. It's the easiest. Tiramisu is not the easiest dessert ever.
Easiest dessert ever is ice cream.
Easiest dessert ever is fasting.
That's not a. I feel like there's. I don't know. I don't think that counts.
Restraint. That's the easiest dessert.
Restrain yourself. Okay, so we want to make this clickable, and we want to do that by you're saying
I think
looking
that would
for
be
the
the
click
best
somewhere
way,
else,
yeah.
and I think that makes sense. I'm gonna have to figure out how we're calling those blocks once we get there, but that should be fine. So we've made
That's
this.
exactly the thing I was thinking about just now. So instead of
I have another
Yeah,
question
let
for
me
you
think.
if you don't have an idea how to do that. So,
I
I
have an idea now.
Okay.
But what was your idea?
My other question is, we want this 32 to be able to be bigger.
Mhm.
How do we do that?
By changing it with a variable. So it's going to be something times 8, right? Because we want a number of measures.
Mm-hmm.
So go up and make a private or public, private, I would say, int
Okay.
called like number of measures somehow. Yeah, we can use for each on lists, but we do need to use the indices. So that's why we're doing old school for loops.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now it's 4.
Yep.
Then you can just change that later. And it's not actually a float, it should be an integer.
That's right. Why is this? Make field read only. Ah, okay. It's not throwing an error, so. If it's not an error,
Yeah. It'll compile.
it'll compile.
So,
it's not going to be errors, it'll compile. Okay, so now
also
we
gonna
have measure
want-
number there.
Yeah, we're also going to want the for loop to have I is less than measure number times 8.
I'm going to make it times 4 because I think we're only doing 4 notes.
Okay, so
Like-
only quarter notes?
I don't necessarily need it to be full measures. I don't want to be that specific. Because there's no differentiation of measures on the editor anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So why require full measures? Instead, I'm just
Oh, okay.
requiring full... Like, like we have to end the... I don't know.
Okay, so do you want it not in terms of measure numbers, but in terms of like beat numbers?
No, this is fine. I think this
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because the only thing is we sort of agreed that it would be like eighth notes would be the granularity.
Sold.
Okay. Also replace the 32 up there.
Yes.
Hey, Rose. No half measures.
I'm sick of these puns.
That was
Okay.
That was a pretty good one.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I'm proud of you. That was well done. Okay. So
here's something that we actually do have to do. We have to make a new class that's just going to have a couple of things in it, because if we look, we've created our matrix, our grid, but we haven't actually stored it anywhere that we can retrieve.
That is true. We haven't.
We're going to want it in our note list.
Yep.
And right now it's set up for ints. I was thinking like that would just be the representation. But to edit effectively, we also need to be able to use that list to get the object, like the graphical thing, right?
How do you mean? To edit.
So like,
So we need to be able to use the list of lists.
if we click on one of the grays, we need some way to be able to like take that gray thing and change its color.
Yes. So basically what we need to do is we click on one of the grays. We have some sort of outside function that reads the position of that click.
Mm-hmm.
Then that outside function also goes in and edits the color of that current block.
Yeah.
Right. And also edits the list.
Yes.
Right, because we need it
Yeah,
to
it
change a
is.
0 to a 1 or a 2.
That's right.
So how does that change what we
here's
need
my
to do with the
idea.
list? Yeah.
We, instead of making it a list of ints,
Okay.
we create our own structure or class, which has 2 elements. It's
That sounds scary.
going to be okay, I promise.
Okay, thank you, Brad. I'm glad you're here.
Everything's going to be all right.
Yes.
I'm going to just have a little class. It's going to go right in. We're going to have a list of lists of it.
Okay.
And it's just going to have 2 things in it. It's going to have what kind of block it is, and it's going to have a reference to the game object.
That makes sense. How do we make that class? Do we need to do that up here?
Yeah, so just go up to create a new script.
Oh, a new
And
script.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
going to have a couple of lines.
Wait.
Go over to Unity,
I
actually.
was like, I don't know how to make it from here. Okay.
You can go over to...
Script holder?
Yeah.
And we're
Actually, you
just
can't do that. Just go over to...
How do you mean?
It's not going to be a mono behavior, so it can't be
Oh.
attached to an object.
Okay.
So if you just go over to the project window, go down to scripts, and then right-click, create, and then C# script.
Okay. And we want this to be, I want this to be
Yeah, name it.
box class.
Yeah. Make that capitalized, just for
That's it.
the sake of style.
Okay.
Okay, get rid of mono behavior at the top there in the colon.
Yep.
And get rid of both of those functions.
Okay.
It's just going to have 2 things in it. It's going to have a public, we do either an enumeration or an int. We'll just make it an int. Call it type or something like that. Or box type.
Gotcha. What's it? I wish Dev were here. Do you know when standardly you know what that means? What I mean, right? Standardly? That's a word. That's a word. When
standardly. When standardly?
I don't know how to speak English, I swear.
We'll get there.
I'm glad I have you here to help me, Brad.
It's going to be okay. We get through this.
Yeah. Ordinarily. There we go. When would you use camel case and when would you just capitalize?
So you capitalize like that when it's a class, and you use camel case when it's a variable. So that's also one thing you might notice with the API. There's like, so there's example. Example is a function. So classes and functions generally
Are
use
capitalized. Right. But the variables are going to be
Yeah, so you have like,
camel case?
there's a different function in transform called transform.translate. And that's capitalized because it's a function. But local scale is lowercase, so it is just a variable that you can change.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
It'd be an example of that.
Thank you. So we're creating this integer box type. And we want it to be able to be 0, 1, or 2.
Mm-hmm.
How?
So you
What are
can
we
just
doing
leave
now?
it like that.
Okay.
You don't have to declare it necessarily, or you don't have to initialize it.
Yep. Right.
You just have close
That. Thank you.
and then public game object.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's specific to each like coding language, essentially.
Yeah, and there's
how the cases
actually
work.
it's actually specific to each coding culture. So there are different ones in C# where none of this is actually enforced by the compiler.
Right.
So it's just convention.
Yeah.
I've seen people who insist that who use camel case, other people who use underscores in the same language.
I have seen that.
So
Okay. So we've declared our integer box type.
Mhm.
What else are we trying to do here?
So this is just a holder.
Right.
So we need box type, which is our integer. And we also need public game object, and then the box object.
The box object?
Yeah, you can just name it that.
Okay.
So it's going to be a reference to the thing on the screen. And this is just a glorified data type.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. So, wait, okay.
So one last thing. We're
Uh-huh.
going to make a constructor so that we can make new ones of these.
Okay.
So go down and make public box class.
Do we want that out here?
No, it's going to be inside the class. So it's going to be public box class.
Caps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So just like that.
Yep.
So this is going to be a constructor.
What does that mean?
That means it's a function that defines what happens when this class is created, or a version of this class is created.
Okay.
An instance, really. So if you if you do open and then close parentheses.
Yep.
And then write it like a function, so with curly braces.
Okay.
So for parameters, we'll have an integer called box type, or something similar that's more descriptive. We can make them the same.
Okay, hang on. Back
Yeah.
up. I need to figure out what we're trying to do here.
Here's what we're trying to do.
So we have
Okay.
this class, box class, that we're using as a way of storing these variables, these data aspects of each box.
Yeah.
And in our other script, we're basically going to put the box class in where?
It's going to be
In place of something else, right?
Yeah. It's going to be in place of where we currently have int here.
Oh, okay.
So we haven't actually
right,
made
in place
the
of the
list
lists. In place of the list.
yet. It's going to be what each element of the list is.
Right, because each element of the list has to store multiple points of data.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and so we need a class in order to be able to do that.
Right.
Because otherwise we'd just be able to store the one.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
we're making this to go on the list.
Less good ways of doing that would be to have like one list that has just what type it is and one list that has the object.
Oh,
and we
right,
have
but
to
then we'd have to
both.
reference both, and that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's best to just have one.
OGO has some
Has all the
fun
information.
things. The fun encapsulation trick is to declare variables that you'd want public as serialized field private instead. Huh.
Yeah. That makes fields serializable. Basically, it shows up in the editor.
In the editor, okay, gotcha. So it's
people
it's
do
not
that.
callable from other scripts,
Mm-hmm.
but that's useful. I could use that in some things. Okay, cool. Thanks, Gio. Thank you for saying that. So okay. So we need to. So this is saying. So this is us declaring those things, and this is saying that when we call. Thanks, Farfang. When we call box class, or when we create something with box class,
Yeah.
then we need to. This is going to say.
Look at this, trying to update
Yeah,
while I'm streaming.
How dare it?
I still have Windows 8.1 running at home. And
just because you have an update
every time the update window comes up,
is
I
that
just
intentional?
take it. It doesn't let you say no, so I just drag it into the corner and forget about it.
Wait, what?
Doesn't even let me close the window.
Whoa, so how many of those windows do you have open down there?
Just one. It's just saying, please upgrade for the love of God. Please, we want you on 10.
You just really don't want to use 10?
It'll change things. It'll change something, probably for the better, but I don't want it to move.
I mean, that's valid, I guess.
I'm living the way I'm living now. I've become accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
I've become accustomed to a certain lifestyle. Okay, so every time we put up box class, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's really funny.
What? Yeah.
Every time we pull up box class, we need to use the int and use box type and use box object.
Yes. Here's what we're going to do in the constructor.
Okay.
We're going to take two parameters that are going to be the information that we needed to store.
Yep.
And in the constructor, we're going to set those two variables to the parameters.
Okay.
So it's going to look like box class, and then inside the parentheses, we're going to have the two parameters, box type and box object.
I mean, like, what am I doing here?
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So, so go up to box class. Within the parentheses, put int and then a variable. Int space variable name. This is where we're going to put in the box type.
We got spinning ball of death again.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yep. It never goes away. Never entirely goes away.
It hasn't crashed our stuff yet.
It hasn't.
Except for that one time it crashed our stuff.
Well, the twice, actually. But
except for those 2 times it crashed our stuff.
Yeah.
It hasn't really crashed our stuff.
It hasn't crashed everything since I closed all the windows. So I presume that was part of it. But it looks like it just crashed our stuff. So I guess that's that. Well, that's it. Good night, everyone. Nah, I'm kidding. We good.
Do you know what game dev takes? It takes resilience.
Persistence and resilience, though, for real. Okay. So, we got it. Okay. What am I doing? I'm going up to here, and I'm typing int.
Yeah, int space variable name.
Literally variable name?
No, you can make it the same as the thing it's going to be passing. So actually just go ahead and make it int box type. Yeah, you can get rid of the comma. There's a comma after box type. And then it's going to be game object box object.
Okay.
So now we have 2 things. This is a kind of like fiddly bit of just how C# works.
Yeah, sure.
So
I'm here for
we
it.
now have 2 local variables and 2 class variables. So box type and box object are our class variables, and we have these 2 things coming in. We could have named them differently, but it's clearer this way, I think. So the way we distinguish between them is when we're in that function. Box type means that local variable that we enter in when we're creating a new one. So to distinguish between the 2, we want to set this, literally the word lowercase this, dot box type equals box type, and do the same thing for box object.
Oh, nice.
So that way we can enter these things in.
Gotcha,
and have them
gotcha.
stored in the new object.
Gotcha. And this dot box object.
And you can actually see it highlights the things that correspond.
Yep. So Yeah, this is just us setting
Mm-hmm.
things equal to themselves, but like in fancy ways so that it understands what's going on.
Yeah, the
Right.
class has box type and box object that are empty, and as soon as it is born, they get filled in with what we want them to have.
Right.
So this class should be done.
How are they going to... Okay, they're going to get filled in with what we want them to have because those arguments have to be put in to pass box class.
Exactly.
Right. So we're initializing these things.
So what we're going to do is
And then we're
do
saying
new box class, and then it's going to have
those arguments.
what we want in it.
The box type and the box object. Right. And then those are going to pass through and become this dot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That
So that later
makes about a third of sense to me. So
let me try and get up to 2/3.
Okay.
So later on, we'll be able to do box class, and then it's going to be like that instance dot box type, and we can retrieve it that way. We can do that thing dot box object, and it'll give us our game object that we told it to hold on
okay. So later on, when we're asking for things,
to.
we can just
Yeah, this is us giving it. Later on, we'll be asking it for these.
Right. Right. Not up to 2/3, but I think we'll just keep moving on. It's good.
All right.
It's good.
All right.
It's good.
Okay.
Okay. So that's great. So now we have so now we have this, and so now we can in here instead of int, we can do. What did we call it?
Box class.
Box class. Ooh. It's accepting that. Okay. Right? And then so we need to pass it those terms. When are we going to pass it those terms? I imagine one of the initial term that we pass it. So, okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets passed
So-
to it when we create it.
Right. So later on, when we click them, right, we want to pass them those terms. We want to say this box class, like, yeah.
Yeah.
This box class is, we're going to set the box type and box object equal to these, right? Right now, when we're instantiating these boxes, do we want to give them a box type and box object?
We do. Yeah.
So we want to put in here.
So this is the proper place for us to.
We're basically
populate the
setting everything
list.
to 0, right? We're setting all of the lists items to there's nothing here,
Yeah.
so that later on we can edit it. Yeah. Okay.
So we have a note list ready to take input. So go with note list, and we can index it like an array. So do note list open square bracket I close bracket, and then open bracket again for J. Then we can have that equals new box class.
Dot box class.
Just new box class.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like
Right.
that.
Because gotcha.
And now we enter in what we want it to hold on to.
Right.
Okay, so for box type, are we agreeing that 0 is for gray at least?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
what I was
so we're going to
thinking.
make it 0. And then current block.
Oh gosh, and it even shows it now. Look at
Yeah.
that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That it like shows.
It's like a real official thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's like we made an official thing and it's
We
recognizing.
did. It's like, yes, that's an official
Yes. This is okay.
Oh, box
We
class.
accept this.
I've heard of a
know
box.
all
Who do you
about-
think I am?
Yeah.
Haven't heard
know
of a
all
box
about
class.
box class. Yeah. Okay, that's so cool. That's so cool. Wow. Okay, that makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Cool. So we need to give it the box object, which is a game object
Which is going to be current.
that we need to
block.
pass it. Current block. Gotcha. Right, because now we're passing it so it has, the list has elements with values of their position, and what type it is.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Cool. 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 Now we need to do the click thing.
One quick thing that I'm going to change first.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do this quick. I'm gonna take this. So right now it's a local variable in the start function.
And we want to make it public up at the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we just want to instantiate it here in the function.
So I can just do
Yeah. Do
public.
It wants a semicolon.
Oh yeah.
And then down below, just get rid of the type declaration.
This.
Yeah. And yeah, now it has the class-wide scope it needs.
Okay. Cool.
Public scope.
That makes sense. So now we want to do the click thing, right? Is there anything else that we need to do here?
Let's quick
just test it
just to make sure it runs.
I mean, we're not
correctly.
going to be able to really tell.
Yeah,
Can we leave the
same.
list
It should look
somehow?
the same.
Just to like see, right? Because we
I don't
did all
thi- I
that
don't-
work to make the list, and I want to see if there's any way we can read it.
Let's see. We might be able to do like serialized.
Debug.log.
We could do debug.log.
Yeah, that'd be enough, right?
Yeah, where would we put it?
I don't know, fucking, I don't know, at the end of the start, after all the blocks are made.
Okay.
Right.
Debug.log, just
Yeah.
say like.
Debug.log. Yeah, so debug, well, so I want .log.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, what if we did note list? Can we do that?
It only takes. Okay, let's see what happens.
Well, what's gonna happen?
It might just say like, object at this memory location. I don't know if it
We'll print out
knows
the
exactly
because
how to
it
do that sort of
does
thing.
strings.
Yeah. But
That's
maybe.
true. Well, let's try it.
I mostly just want to make sure it doesn't show an error in the console.
That is valid. Okay. Here we go. Is there anything that I need to... yeah, let's fucking do it. Yep.
Okay.
Error. Index was out of range. Must be non-negative and less than the size of the collection.
I love those. Okay, so we messed up an index.
How? We hadn't messed
Let
up the
us-
index before, so there has to have been something we changed.
I think it was something with when we changed the 32 to the different measures.
Oh. We didn't give a number for measure number? Yeah, we did. It's 4.
Okay. Yeah, measure number's 4,
Yeah.
and then
Should I make this public just so that we can edit it?
okay. Let's see. So measure number times 8. Measure number times 8. Is there anywhere else that we use?
What about this?
Yeah, that would be part of it.
Right, so,
So it'd be measure
0.5 measure number.
Yeah, it would be negative measure number divided by 2 minus 0.5 or plus 0.5.
Okay. Negative measure number. Measure number divided by 2 plus 0.5.
Wait a minute. It would be measure number.
What? No.
Measure number times 4.
Yeah. Okay. Right, because we want...
Yeah, measure number times.
Right,
times
instead of times 8.
4.
Right, times 4
And then plus
plus
0.5.
0.5.
I think that's correct.
Minus 0.5.
It would be plus 0.5. Because of, it would be the offset going this way. Just remember, it was like a little bit off the staff
Yep,
this
yeah, I
way
remember.
to begin with.
Yeah, so that's why we had to minus. Oh, we had to plus.
Yeah, we had to add.
We had to
we're
add in the
subtracting from
yeah. Okay, gotcha. Because it's negative. Okay. Cool. Sure. Let's try it.
Okay.
Who knows if this will work? Will the magic of Unity work its wonders?
Actually, predict it
Oh.
won't.
Yep. Nope. Well, it really doesn't like that. Okay. Out of range. Field initializer cannot
It really
reference
doesn't
the
like
non-state.
that. Like, really doesn't like that.
Yeah, it really doesn't like that.
Let me take a look at that, because I'm not sure why.
A field initializer.
Oh, measure number is declared below that, so you might actually have to just make that higher up on the page. That's goofy. You don't have to do that in JavaScript and stuff.
You shouldn't have to do that here, actually.
I think you do, though.
No. That's not why, because
Oh.
Unity does process all variables before it.
Okay.
Yeah, all declared, you know.
Okay.
Is it the negative?
I don't think it is.
Nope.
What does it say in particular about it? Like, what's mouse over it?
Field initializer cannot reference the non-static field, method, or property. Note matrix dot measure number.
Oh, okay.
Thoughts? What do you think?
I do have
that is?
thoughts.
What is that?
You can't do that up there.
Can't do that.
Can't do that up there. So it, you can't reference another one of those things up there while it's being declared. Like, you can't declare, initialize a variable in terms of another variable up there.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think you have to do like we did before, but with node offset, and just the first thing you do in start is initialize that. You can put that back, because that math was right. But
So
yeah,
just say this.
take that.
Like this, you mean?
Yeah.
And then say
Yeah.
here, node offset.
Right.
Okay, it still doesn't like that. Argument cannot convert from double to float. Measure number is...
Try putting F's after all those.
Not a float, but let's... 0.5.
Yeah. Sooner or later, it's gonna like.
It'll figure it out.
It'll figure out that we're talking about floats.
There we go.
Okay.
Convert float to int. Oh, measure number is an int.
Yeah.
Can I make measure number a float?
I don't think you would want to. No.
Okay, well then I want to keep this here.
Yes.
That's fine.
I should do.
Okay. Yeah, no compiler errors. It'll compile. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Same index as out of range. Must be non-negative and less than the size of the collection.
Okay, so we have a index out of bounds error. I'm just so excited.
So it made the first one, right? It made this first block,
Mm-hmm.
and then it said no. Wait, there's none others. No, there's none others.
Yes.
This is the only block. And then it said no.
Okay, so it's somewhere in these for loops. I is less than. measure
Maybe
number-
it's this?
Ooh. Measure number 4.
I mean, but these are just, this is
Yeah.
not the position, right? This is our position right here.
Yeah, so it's
This-
going to be one of these that
It's
is.
going to be this position here.
So where do we reference or index things?
This. IJ offset. Basically. Right.
Okay.
Is we say, we're making this block at note offset plus IJ offset, where note offset is defined right here, and IJ offset is defined right here.
Okay.
Uh,
I see it.
what are you thinking? What do you see? Can we add those two vectors together the way they are?
I understand.
Is that the problem?
It has hit me. It has struck me like a bolt of lightning, and I have the answer.
Then throw your lightning.
So, sometime if you already have a bunch of spaces for stuff, then you can index them that way. The problem is that we're indexing it in error. So, we need to first, for each I, we need to declare a new list, or we need to declare a new element in the note list. Because right now it's like a blank piece of paper.
Oh.
And we're saying like the fifth thing on the blank piece of paper. It's like we don't have things, so we need to like have empty ones before we fill them in.
Oh, okay. So
we can do note list.
We should have that like what up here?
We should have it actually in the I for loop.
Oh, okay.
So up there, right, exactly like that.
Yep.
We should have note list dot add. And I think that's all we need.
Just note list dot add. It's not gonna do that. Yeah, we can't just note list dot add. Note list dot add.
Yeah, add list of add and then open parentheses. List, capital list, and in angle brackets, box class. Yeah. Okay. So we're adding a list of box classes, and then we're going to add box classes to that list.
List box class is a type which is not valid in the given context.
Yeah, make it new list box class and then open close parentheses. So like the first thing on our note list, which is our list of lists, is one list.
New cannot be used with a tuple type. Use a tuple.
Yeah, you missed an open parentheses after add. So the whole thing new list should be in there. And that open parenthesis there should not be there.
Oh, okay.
Then open close parentheses after the angle bracket.
Right.
Yeah, and I can break that down. So like we need to add something to the list. The way a list works is we add stuff to it one at a time.
Right. And we have to add lists first.
Mm-hmm. So we're adding so we have the whole staff. We need to add these lists.
So for each I, we add a list.
Yeah. And for each J given an
we
I,
add a box class to that list.
Mm-hmm.
And then we move over an I and we add a new list. Move over an I and we add a new list.
Yes.
Well, we move down an I and we add a new list, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Or no. Yeah, we move over an I and we add a new list. That's right.
So right at the beginning of each for loop,
Mm-hmm.
or actually right before we do note list like that, inside the J for loop, we can do note list.add.
Why do we need to do that? I thought that was already done kind of by this.
Yeah, so here's actually what we're going to do. So instead of note list ij, since that's giving us the error, we're just going to add it one at a time. So go down to note list, and instead of ij, instead of those indices, just hit dot add, or note list index I. That'll be the list we're currently on. Sorry, this is getting a little bit fiddly.
Okay, right. Note list
So this
index
is the one we're currently
I
on. Now we add something to that.
Add.
And it's going to be new box, the rest of the statement, basically.
And we don't want this, and we want this.
Yes. 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 I think we've done it now. This shouldn't produce errors.
Well, never underestimate.
I said shouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, let's try it. Save the file. Here we go. Going over to Unity. Oh,
Okay.
no errors.
We're talking
Well
now.
done.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done yourself.
Okay, so Unity engine debug.log object. You're right. Yeah, just debug.log is an object. Okay, but it did go through the whole thing and
Yeah.
do it.
It did make it.
Yeah. Okay. It got down to here.
Yeah. So I'm starting to have an eye on time.
Yep, I hear you.
So I want to make sure I don't leave you high and dry.
I appreciate that. I think
we've got
the next part is the hardest part.
Yeah, I think it is. So I think we can get through it though.
Okay.
So we can do. It's just mostly math, and then once we have the math.
And are we doing it in the update frame, or are we doing it in a different frame?
It's gonna be an update.
That's what I figured. Okay, right. Okay.
Let me get all this on clickety click stuff.
Usually, void onClick is its own thing.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
At least when I've seen it, but I mean, I might see it in very different contexts, so I'm not sure if that's the case here. I do not know.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Ha ha ha. Oh, the username is from it's an original character that I made for
Oh yeah.
sort of as like my gamer tag kind of thing is what I ended up using it
Alright.
for, but it's Yari. She's a character that I made for like a bunch of different like sci-fi space games.
Okay.
Pretty cool mechanic sort of person. Kind of a badass. I have some drawings.
Okay.
Not with me though. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And here I thought it was a Japanese spear.
No. Like I said, not quite as extensive a story.
No.
But-
we've all had to go through our gamer tag stories.
Yeah. What's your gamer tag?
Mine is just a nickname my uncle used to call me,
Oh, okay. Legit.
which is cool.
So, is that what we're doing?
This is what we're doing, and we're going to do that.
Sounds like you're afraid, Brad.
No, go over to.
Because I am. I'm frightened.
I know I can do it. I'm just. I just wonder how fast I can do it.
Yeah, well, you know, if we don't get through all of it, we don't get through all of it. I can always just bother you online.
Okay.
You know, I do appreciate you coming in tonight. It's helped immensely.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
It's been lovely sharing this time with all of you as well.
Thank y'all for being here.
Even through. Even through the airwaves. Through copper wire, through Wi-Fi.
Yep.
I can still feel the love.
Mm.
And that's what it's all
does.
about.
It comes through, you know? It comes through. What are you looking for?
Myself in a twisted world that produces no meaning other than that which I project onto it.
Meaning? What am I looking for? The meaning of
Oh yeah,
life.
I'm looking for input dot something, input dot somehow to get the clicker. You can just do on click, input dot get. I think it's get key get.
Yeah, I can do get key.
Get mouse button.
Mouse button. There we go.
Get mouse button up.
This, right?
I think it's actually just up,
Nope.
like part of the name of it.
End button.
Make it get mouse button down or up, depending on if you want it to happen when you click down or release.
Down. But you mean just here?
Yeah, right there.
Connected?
All one word. So for all the different input things in Unity.
It's not saying I can do that. That's why I'm worried.
Oh.
There's no argument. I don't think it's that.
Get
I think it's like get mouse button and then like down is written separately somehow.
Mouse button.
Oh no, you're right. It is. It's there. Okay. Never mind. It's not this. Or is it?
It requires some input, I think.
Okay.
So go to or do an open parenthesis, and it should show you. It's a handy tool.
Int button returns true using the.
Yeah. So 0. I seem to remember the 0 is a left click, and 1 is a right click.
Okay, so 0 for the first one.
Mm-hmm. And this will return something.
That'll return true when the mouse button is
when
clicked.
it gets clicked down.
So do I want to say like 4?
You're gonna want if, since this happens every frame.
Yep.
Yeah, if it. Why did it go away?
Why did you run away? Okay.
Geo seems to confirm what I'm saying.
Thank you, Geo.
Or just confirming that I live in a meaningless world, constantly striving.
That's true.
After
We did say that earlier. Yeah. Which one is it, Geo? Pick one. Okay. Nope, I don't want that. I want this. Okay.
Both are correct. Okay.
Thank you. Confirmation is good. At least we know what we're dealing with now. Yeah. It's sad, but you know, it's how it is. Okay, so we're trying to get it so that when you click anywhere, it's going to detect the position. And then we can use that to edit things.
Mm-hmm.
So if we click left click, which is get mouse button down 0, right? Then we want to detect the position of the mouse. How do we figure that out?
So I looked at this here, little trick, Reno.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to, or it can be located in camera.main.screen to world point, input that mouse position. So this whole thing is going to give us a vector 3.
Okay. So then we want to set that equal to something. We can like make that variable.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So we can say like
so above the if statement,
we want to declare a variable.
Actually within the if statement. My mistake. Yeah, we want to declare
mouse position.
A vector 3, which is
mouse
position. So it's just going to be vector 3 mouse position.
Vector 3 mouse position.
And you can have that just equals camera.main.
Yep.
And the rest of it.
Screen to
world point.
Screen to world point. There we go. Input dot.
Are we raycasting? I don't think we even are raycasting. I think
we're not. This is kind of a workaround for it.
Yeah.
This is like a workaround.
I think a lot of people would raycast here.
Yeah.
We're doing something similar.
That is also what I've heard. Cool.
No colliders involved. So we're going to. So now we have that.
Okay.
And we need to decide where it is.
So we need to say like what is. So we say. We want to convert mouse position as a vector 3 somehow into a specific block.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do that? Because we basically are performing a reverse lookup.
Yeah, we are.
Right. Instead of like just saying, "Here's what this is," we're saying, "Which one has this?"
Mm-hmm.
Not even which one is this, but which one has this.
Yeah. So it's going to be divided up into a grid.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be like. It's going to be a division with a modulus.
What's a modulus?
Okay, so can I?
Yep.
I'm going to have to work this out on paper.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I borrow a
Cool.
piece of scratch?
Let's do it. You okay using just this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can also flip pages if you need to.
So we're going to have. This is our staff.
Uh-huh.
and then we're going to have stuff that's out of bounds
Yep.
out here.
Yep.
We're going to have some point.
Yep. That's where we
clicked.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to have a particular height.
Uh-huh.
It's going to have a particular like distance across.
Yep. X and Y, basically.
And it's going to be that value relative to the sides is going to be which position it's in. So we're going to have like this is 0, something in here, something. It's going to be like 1/9 of the way up. This is going to be like 2/9 of the way up, and we see where it is based on that.
So, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so
this is one of the things that's like tough to explain.
Sure. I can see that. So, okay. Here, I have a question with this then. Can I have the pen?
Yeah.
So, why not? So, why not just say, we know this position, we know these coordinates, right? So, why not just say these coordinates, let's say, I don't know, it's, what? I'm just going to do numbers, right? 10 over and, I don't know, 5 up, right? So it's 10 over and 5 up. So then we could say, like, the position is like, 10, 5, 0, right? Right? And so if this pointer position is 10, 5, 0, then can't we just say, divide this by, like, our indices?
Yeah.
So, like, right, because, like, 10 divided by, 2.5 is actually going to be equal to our I. Right, and then this 5 divided by, I don't know, whatever our, constants there, basically. Right, can't we just, like, divide these to get the IJ numbers instead of, like, doing some modulus or whatever that is?
Well, yeah, that's essentially what we will be doing.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then let's do that. How do we do that?
So let me...
Also...
we might actually have a cop-out here, also.
Gio suggesting some raycasting.
Suggested. You can do a graphic raycast. Yeah, pull that up real quick. That might be easier and smarter.
Graphic raycaster.raycast. Thank you for the reference, Gio. So, determines if the cursor is over a graphics element in the scene. Oh, we can just attach it to a canvas specifically, though.
Gio, do you know if this can pick up sprites that aren't part of the UI canvas?
Probably, you'd think.
It looks like it can't. Should.
Check the... Okay, so input.getKey, keycode.mouse0. Yep, good. So that's the mouse button is clicked. Pointer event data... Huh. Gio's saying it should be able to work for things. Yeah, because it's just looking at game objects. Right, the result is just looking at game objects.
Okay.
For output the name of the game object on the canvas hit by the ray for each. So we can just make a giant canvas behind all of this stuff. Right? And have it basically be inert. Otherwise, just use a 2D raycast.
So it's only looking for things on the canvas, and we haven't been doing stuff with the canvas. Let me see if I can get the math quick.
Okay, sure.
So it'll be from the bottom. It'll be okay. So if it's less than, we'll take this as our starting point. So once we have that offset.
Right, that upper point should be our starting point. That's a good point.
So if we take
10 over 5 down.
yeah, if it's like y down, then it'll be y.
Are you trying to figure out the calculations here? Or are you trying to figure out a specific different calculation?
I'm trying to figure out that calculation. So it's going to be, if we have a given y, it'll be...
Well, the thing is, so here, let's look at the thing we've made, because this is slightly different in that...
Yeah, we can probably figure it out
It's
that
not
way.
what I was... So it's not going to be 2.5 here, actually. Right. This is... So like, we can just look at the positions here. Here. So, like... these are separated... Right, we can just look at how much these are separated by. Right, if this is the starting point, and we know that starting point, and then we say 11.5 and 4, 10... Yeah, so these are just separated by 1 unit. And these are just separated by 1 unit.
Okay.
Right, so, because these are all 1 by 1. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4.
Okay, I think we can just do divided by 9 then. And this can be just, the x-coordinate can just be divided by...
If y is down, then
we'll have to make it negative.
Yeah, so this is like 0, negative 4, so then we want it to be, well, it's brain, come on. Right, because we have j of, our indices here are, we iterated over by, from left to right and from top to bottom. So this is...
So we could just take...
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right.
Yeah, I think we've got it. I think we just need to take this number of how far down it is and round it down so that everything from 0 to 1, not including 1, is 0 index. Everything from 1 to 2 rounded down is 1 index.
No, because the thing is, like, the index doesn't work with this because our 0 point is here. Right? So what we need to do with all of this is we need to subtract numbers. We need to get this. So
well, we just need to flip it, right?
So, or we need to add numbers. So, because the coordinate we're going to get is going to be something between, the coordinate we're going to get is going to be something between 4 and negative 4.
Yeah.
Right. So this number is
so we need to get it
is going to be
like,
between 4 and negative 4.
We
and
put
so
it
we
in a
want
different space.
Right. So if it's going to be between 4 and negative 4, we want it to be between 0 and 9. We just take it and add numbers. We just add 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just add
4.5, right?
Sorry.
So we take the point clicked.
Then this would be 9. We don't want that. We want times negative 1 add 4.5.
Yeah.
Is what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we'd want to do for that. So, like, you know, down here, we say, we want, I don't know, I value equals, right? I'm just, mouse position.
That'll be an int.
Yep. Okay. I
Int
value. Mouse position. Dot. Right. If this is going to be a vector 3, then how do we get a specific value?
It'll be dot x.
Dot x.
For the I value. We could have it be the j value instead.
Can I infer explicitly?
Because that's what we've been talking about
convert
just
type
now.
float to int. Vector 3, it's a float.
Right, hang on. So make it an int again. So we're going to round it down. So it's going to be math, capital math, math f dot, I think round down, something like round to int.
Round to end. Round to end, and then we want
Hang on.
mouse position dot x. So basically, we're taking this value.
Okay. It's math.floor instead of that.
That's right. Thank you. Math f dot floor.
Yeah, math f.floor.
Not dot log dot floor. Floor to end. It's still not liking that. An explicit conversion
make
exists.
it floor to int.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay. So I want then this times -1, and then I want it plus
plus
5.
measure times 8.
4.5.
So this is the x-axis that we're dealing
Oh,
with
this is
right
the
now.
x-axis. Okay, so we don't want it negative.
So you
then.
can, yeah. Leave that for right now. Go down and make a new line that is int j value.
Yep.
Because that's the one we just discussed.
Yep. So we know the math on that one.
I think we're getting close.
Hopefully. Gio, you're probably right.
Yeah. Gio's coming up with some other, maybe smarter ways of doing this code.
Honestly, honestly, probably right. It's just,
No, I think we're close.
I feel like we can make this work. It might be a bit brute force. Sometimes the way you learn things is by hitting your head against it until it works.
True enough.
So floor to end. Position dot y. Okay. Plus 4.5. We're saying int, and then we're adding 4.5.
That's true.
I think it's just going to be 4 anyway. No, it's just going to be 5.
I think you put that inside the parentheses, though. I think it's mouse position .y. Minus 4.5 then?
Oh, yep. No. Wait, no.
So
if you
minus
add
4.5,
5,
then
so
flip it.
nope, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want it plus 4.5.
Yeah, so
And then flip it, because this is going to change this to
so it's
9 and this to 0.
yeah.
And then I want, nope, that's wrong. Minus 4.5, it's going to change minus 4.5.
Yeah, I
Take
think
this
it's
to 0 and this to -9. Yeah, you're right. Minus 4.5. How much does it hate me? It doesn't. Wow, shocking. Okay.
I think this will be the same, except it's not negative, and you take that and subtract measure number times
I'm not liking this.
4.
J
It's
value.
just because of the previous line. So the previous line
Oh
doesn't have
yeah,
a
gotcha.
semicolon on the
Gotcha.
outside.
Okay. Sorry, you were saying.
I think it's going to be the same as the previous one, but instead of the minus 4.5, it's going to be
Okay, hey, we're doing too much head math here. We're doing too much head math. Plus?
Plus.
What?
Measure number times 4.
Well, it doesn't innately hate us, so that's good. It will compile. Hang on, I want to just run some quick test numbers here. So, measure number is 1. Mouse position, let's say, I'm gonna keep going with these examples. So, mouse position is gonna be defined by, well, it's gonna be defined from a 0 over here, actually, right, in the middle, right? A 0 that is,
I know of something we can do to test it quick.
Yeah.
So we can do.
Oh, debug.log.
Yeah, debug log.
Yeah. Debug.log. Yay, debug.log.
That's my favorite.
Gio's
right.
You clicked.
I'm just a wheel inventor. What can I say? Make it. Add also the information of which index it thinks it has. So print out I value and J value. I think you need to concatenate those. So like plus.
You're right.
Space.
Thank you.
Plus. Add a space in between those two as well. Or else it'll add together the.
Yep. Okay.
Let's try clicking around.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't just go. Bleh.
Yeah.
Okay.
0, 1. Okay, that's not quite right. It's 1, 1.
It's clicking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's clicking. Okay, so this one's 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, I and J, right? So 0 is the correct I.
Yeah.
It's initializing J as 1 instead of 0.
It seems that way.
This should be 0, 0.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me try clicking a little bit.
Okay.
I want to test those edges. Zero, 1, 0, 1. 1.
Okay.
Looks like it has the right spot.
Is working.
Okay, X works.
It's just that the only thing that we got wrong on here is that J is starting at 1 instead of 0, which I think we should be able to fix with just some math. You having fun?
It's always fun. Testing is always fun.
I'm taking it away from you.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't some weird transform that we weren't seeing.
So we want it minus, we want it just 4.
Was it just 4?
Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Because, like that. Nope, 0, 1. Oh. Wait.
No, that's.
Oh, I need it 3
yeah.
point. I need it.
Does it need to be 3.5 or something?
I need it.
Why
3.5. I need it 3.5. I don't know.
Unusual.
I don't care. We'll just put the number in. F. That should 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. There we go. That's the one we want. That's what we got. That's what we got.
Okay.
That's right. That's good. That's working. That's clickable.
All right.
I know you want to leave soon.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'd like to think I didn't leave you completely high and dry.
I don't think you did. So now, basically, the next steps that I would do on this is basically...
So we can actually probably do this really quick, so...
We need to change the thing.
Let me do something quick.
Do it. Do the thing.
Game object.
So we have the...
Crikey.
Oh, is it?
It's doing the thing.
Lovely.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to look it up from the note list with those indices.
Right.
And change our thing.
Right. So game object. Why are you starting with game object?
I was going to store it. I don't think we actually have to do that though.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. Now I'm just meant to stare at my impetuousness. The mistake that I made, really rub my nose in it.
Yeah. And really think about loading.
What I did. Think about what I've done.
I'm gonna cut it. I don't know why it does that.
Why is it doing
Hey,
that?
Ada.
Hello. Pleased to meet you, Ada.
Oh, yeah, Ada, this is Brad.
I'm Brad.
Does some things.
I do some things a little bit
Yeah.
more in a more complicated way than I need to, but
You know, valid.
at the end of the day, it does work.
At the end of the day, it's maybe working. Okay.
Hello. It
So-
might be 1% more performant that you won't notice. I'm taking you from 180 frames per second to 181, and all it took was confusing both of us.
This is Brad. Hi, Dia.
Who is this?
Gargoyle is Dia.
Pleased to meet you again, Dia. She was in the stream earlier, yes?
No, but I thought she was.
Oh, good to meet you this time for real. So we're doing note list.
Gio, where did the Varric quote come from? I guess I missed some of the context for that. Did you say do the thing, Brad?
What?
I don't know.
Did I?
I don't know. Julie, do the thing. Julie, do the thing. Okay. Anyway. Oh, you clicked the thing.
I'm tried.
Did I? Okay. Well, thanks, Gio. Okay, so we're doing note list. Oh no, it's spinning ball of death us again. How rude. It wants you to leave.
Does it?
I mean, that
There's
seems
just
to
one
be the
thing that I need. I just need it to turn like red. And
So
then,
it would be-
Then
it would
my
be-
mission in life will be done.
Yeah, right? It would be note list at I value, J value. Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'll
note
be. It'll
list,
have.
I
It'll have
value,
the
J
type.
value.
It'll have the type, and it'll also have the game object.
So then do we want to get components from that note list bit?
Yeah. I wish it would stop spinning so that I could just like. Oh, it's there for me. It's a steak dinner sitting on the table right now.
Yeah, the
and
lid is on it.
My
You
fork is
can't-
spinning.
Your fork is spinning.
I want to just eat up all the stuff we just made, but
the fork is spinning.
yeah,
You can't eat steak with a spinning fork.
no,
You ever tried to eat steak with a spinning fork?
no.
Let me tell you.
I
have never tried to eat steak
every
with
time
a spinning fork.
every time the fork
The
starts
spor-
spinning, I just throw it away.
Buy fork. Okay. Note list
I value, J value.
with these.
Yeah, you can index it now.
Okay. Okay.
Dot. Wait a minute. It already has that. So dot. Box type.
Oop.
Set that equal. So we're gonna make a red one. So what number do you want to be
because we're
red?
just changing it.
Yeah.
Red is 2.
Okay. And that means black is 1.
Oh, but we're saying this is 1. So actually, this is going to be 1. And then I'm going to...
Yes.
And just beepity boop.
Yes.
And bippity bop. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then... And that should be everything else. I'm going to change this to say black block at, and then red block at, red block at. Yeah?
Yeah. The last thing we're going to do is change the color that it appears. So do the same line, except instead of box type, make it box object, and get component.
Sorry,
bright render.
say that again.
So you can copy and paste that line again, or just like do a new one that's note list, I value, J value. Because we just changed the representation of what type it is.
Yep. But now we need to change its graphical representation.
Right.
How would we...
It's going to be dot box object. Right. Dot get component sprite renderer, like we did before when we were setting it for the first time.
and then we go over here, and then we go dot color. Right?
Yeah. And we're going to set that equal to, this is a red block. Color.red.
And then we just want this thing, and here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Gio, that's a great question. The answer is, oh well.
I have to distort it in some way.
I mean, I don't know. I think...
You take the representation and, like, wrap it around a curve or something.
I don't want to figure that out right now.
Yeah. I think we're on the walk before you can run.
Yeah.
Development
I
schedule
would like to, that'd be great, but I'd like to finish the game before I try and make curves.
Okay. I think we can try it now.
And hope nothing breaks.
Really hope for the best.
Really hope nothing breaks. Okay, cool. Let's hope nothing breaks. Oh.
Oh.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool.
It's like Minesweeper.
It is like Minesweeper.
I know how to make Minesweeper now. This is how you make Minesweeper.
This is how you make Minesweeper.
I could make Minesweeper.
Let's not get
That's
too
not what we're
distracted.
making. But like,
this is how projects get muddled. Is you suddenly figure out you can make Minesweeper, and it overwhelms you. You lose sight of your original goal.
You make Minesweeper, and then you just end up playing your own version of Minesweeper instead of making a game.
That's how 3 out of 4 development cycles end. You just accidentally make Minesweeper. Just check in after 8 months. Oh, God.
I made Minesweeper
6
again.
months ago, they've been playing Minesweeper.
Yeah.
This is a
damn.
Minesweeper. Now you can Minesweep with music.
Okay, we don't have the erase thing yet.
Yeah. I reckon you could just implement something where, like, if you click with the same color, it'll erase it. So, like, if you red-click on a red block, it'll erase it. You can figure that out, though.
I am hopeful that I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Not confident, but I am hopeful.
Okay.
You should.
Yeah. So now
you should leave.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump. But first, I'm gonna ask if you have any questions because we barely just got like this huge piece of thing that we're doing.
This is beautiful.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at that. I feel like I have a game now. Like I can make Minesweeper. That makes everything possible. You know? This could really just be a drawing game now.
Could be a lot of stuff.
I don't know what I'm drawing, but I'm drawing a thing. This is an AT-AT walker.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. You know? You see it?
I see it.
Yeah, there's legs on it. That means it's an AT-AT walker.
Yeah. I see the guns on the front.
Yeah, that's what those are supposed to be, right? I don't know what
like
this
a tractor.
is. It is, it is a tractor. You got it. Yeah,
Those are the wheels.
That's what I was going for. And
that's
there's
a little guy.
Yeah, the guy inside, right? And then like the smoke.
Smoke coming out of the steam. It's a steam engine now.
It's a steam engine now. So that's good.
Yeah.
So I made a drawing program / Minesweeper, and I'm okay with that.
I'm glad I was able to help you with accidentally making Minesweeper.
Yeah, which is really, like we said, 8 out of 10 development cycles become Minesweeper. Okay, heck. Wow. That is lovely. Heck.
I was told there wouldn't be profanity in this stream. I'm getting out of here.
I'm getting out of here. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yep, my pleasure. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
I'll see you around. Good chat, good time.
And bother me online if you need me.
If I have questions.
I mean, my code is so well commented right now that anybody
it is so
could sit
well
down
commented.
and
yeah,
read it.
Yeah, all those 0 comments that we put on this thing.
Yeah. Well, there was one that we had that said something like, update, put your updates in this function. I can't take credit for that, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
It's been an honor.
Thank you. Yeah.
I hope I've given you some building blocks.
Change it to input.get mouse button to... Yeah. I can definitely do that, Gio. Pretty easy drawing sim. That'd be fun. You know what? Yeah, and actually, I think I'm going to end it there because I normally don't stream on Wednesdays anyway.
This was all a bonus if you're not feeling grateful.
Yeah, feel more grateful.
Yeah.
Come on. No, but seriously, thank you all for being here. Ada, Dia, I'm sorry that y'all just joined and I'm calling it a night, but you get this great you get this great heck drawing. So really, what more could you ask for? Yeah.
Yeah, the fanciest wheel.
The fanciest wheels. So cool. Yeah, we'll do. Okay. Thank you, Ada. I'm glad you're enjoying this heck drawing. Okay, well, great. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Brad.
Of course,
thank
you're
you very
welcome.
much. Brad is on none of the social media.
Yeah, I was saying before, if you wanna follow me, get off of social media. Go outside. Read a book. Hug a tree.
What if I don't want to?
No, you can.
Yeah, make a Twitch. Gio says make a Twitch. I'd watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ever do.
All right.
I'll plug it and I'll watch it.
Thank you, Gio.
So, yeah. Thanks, Gio. Okay, thank you all for joining. Remember to follow if you haven't. Remember to check out the Discord, which is in the description below if you haven't. Also, yeah. If you haven't checked out my Patreon, I would love your support if you are able to do so. Otherwise, thank you very much. Have a lovely... Oh, Schmelliork. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, you were right at the end. We're right at the end.
That's bad
luck. But this whole thing will be posted to YouTube. So actually, if any of you haven't, I would definitely recommend going down into the links down below. I have a YouTube link. You can click it. You can subscribe there. I post all of my Twitch videos there. They usually end up uploading like a couple days to a week late. But they will all be there. And Schmelliork, if you want me to, I can post this one like later tonight. So yeah, Geo. Well, it's my job, you know. Cool. So check out that stuff. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great day. And heck.
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 Good night.
Good night. Oh, gotta click the end button.